There are so many people who are in need, Matt, and basically you have to be there for them. They are in need because they are injured in a car accident. They are in need because quite often the people who come to us here, they are really damaged, not just physically, but in every other way. If you have to do your job right, Matt, you have to meet with them, you have to answer their calls, you have to take all the time that you need. And I noticed that, with all due respect to other lawyers, that sometimes I do get the comment from clients who have had other lawyers that there isn't enough interaction and that they don't feel that the lawyer really listens to them or validates them or partners in them. If you have to do it right, Matt, you have to work very hard. And in a high volume firm like mine with thousands of clients, that ends up being about 7 days a week. Too bad that the week is not more than 7 days. You know what, Matt? When I attended law school and I graduated, they gave me the title they give every other lawyer, which is attorney and counselor at law. And I say it on my website when I got interviewed, and I will say it again. I never understood what qualified me for being a counselor at law. Well, the truth is that when people come to you, they are a body and a mind and a spirit. They may be here complaining of their bodily injury, sometimes their brain injury, such as with car accidents. But what I have found often is that they are ailing or are in need in other areas. And you find yourself being in a position where people listen to you. You must deliver. You must give them the time. You must dig deep to possess the wisdom, to advise them, to guide them. And because you are in a position where you are a lawyer, they listen to you. So I find myself doing that quite often. I find myself praying with my clients more often than not. I have some icons here in the office. I take their hand, they start crying, they pray. This is very interesting, that part of what I do. That's not what I went to law school for. I am so glad, Matt, you're bringing this up, because it really does take a village to make something successful and good. And behind me, there is a village and an army who work day in, day out. I do take the credit, they don't, but I want to acknowledge that without them, I wouldn't be much in what I do. It's very important that we be on the same wavelength. It's very important that every person who takes a job in my office believes in the same things that I do. And I find that the very greatest majority of the 50 or so employees that I have kind of the same mindset. You walk in and you find my employees giving hugs 9 times out of 10 to clients who come in, and greeting them with a hug, which is what I do, and saying goodbye to them with a hug. It's extremely important. It's very important that every insurance company knows that this firm will not shy from trying a case. That is why we have turned down offers, even very attractive offers. We have showed up, my team of attorneys, to court on the day of trial. It's very important that you let the insurance industry know that, we will not be lowballed, that we will not settle just for the convenience of not trying a case, getting away from the office. And you know what? That reputation has spread and continues to spread, and that is very important. That is how, Matt, you get the highest settlement you can for your client. You do have, after all, a fiduciary duty, because they come to you so that you can do the best for them, not just that you can settle, at the very first or second offer. So quite often, Matt, we end up settling on the day of trial in court. As we are ready to proceed, we're ready to pick a jury, and the insurance companies take a look and see that we are serious. We do not shy away. And I tell my attorneys all the time, even if we have to lose, go to trial, no problem. We should do that, and we do it. Growing up, my mother used to tell me that I argue way too much, I should become a lawyer. The truth is, I was going into medical school, and I was accepted back home in Beirut, Lebanon. And I got married, and I came here married to a surgeon. And somehow the life of a medical doctor no longer appealed to me. I saw the importance of the law here in the United States and the importance of fighting for people's rights. And remember, I came from the Middle East, where Lebanon is a democracy, but it's fighting to be more and more democratic every day. So it really boggled my mind, the importance of the law here. Where we live in a country where even the President of the United States is not immune to being sued, being deposed, and so forth and so on. To me, that was a fascinating thing. Growing up in Lebanon, that was not something you saw much, to be honest with you. Stephanie, my daughter, it's very exciting to have her here. She is studying for the law school admission test. She has very modestly, might I add, my compassion. And that seems to be such a rare quality. She's highly intelligent, far more than I am, but she has a lot of compassion. And I am extremely excited that she will be here to help me. Extremely. I wish that she would appreciate the benefit that she has in walking into a firm that her mom built from the ground up. She has a lot of advantages that Matt I did not possess. This firm is not even 10 years old, and it started with a fax and a photocopier and a question about where will the first call and the first case come from. Less than 10 years later, look around, 2 offices on the 7th floor and the 5th floor, almost 50 employees. Stephanie is very lucky, and I hope she realizes how lucky she is to walk into a firm that is so organized and, established systems and amazing role models in the attorneys and the staff members that I have. She's very lucky. They get to talk to me, and every time a client comes in, by the way, Matt, I sign up each and every client, and that's a huge feat for a firm this large. They spend about an hour and a half with me. I'm a straight shooter. I tell them what the law is. I tell them what I will do for them, and I think they walk away with a very safe understanding, number one, of the law, and number two, that I really do have a heart. They are not just a name with a value number. When I say in my commercials, no case is too small, it is indeed the case. No case is too small. So after spending about an hour and a half with me, they get to see for themselves whether I am real, whether I am compassionate, whether I am competent. And I think that given that 99.99% of them, if not almost 100%, walk out having hired me, I think that they walk away with that feeling of having spent an hour and a half with me personally. Between an hour and a half, they come away with the feeling of competence and compassion. And believe it or not, a lot of people, Matt, nowadays, they want more than competence out of their lawyer. They want compassion. They want a lawyer with a heart.